Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experiment.
I swear we're actually doing this every single time.
Yep. I ain't changing the shit. This week on the editor's notes, we go over what gear do you need? What shit do you need?
This is not that complicated of a question. At least I don't think it should be as complicated as people make it out to be. Because I think a lot of the times people are trying to choose the perfect editing studio or for some godforsaken reason, and it's always between the same three softwares. It's like CapCut, Adobe stuff, or DaVinci Resolve.
I think it also like limits them, or people feel like they're limited by the equipment they have. Like, oh, I don't have a 5090 and a 958X 3D or some shit and like 100 gigs of RAM, so they can't edit a good video.
Which is even more insane.
Yeah, but I honestly think I've also been debating. Well, this guy within the realm of what we're talking about, I've been debating learning CapCut and like editing on my phone because I feel like that's like the next big wave of editors where they're gonna be. Because it's gonna be a lot of because a lot of kids.
Actually, I don't doubt that. Yeah, I don't doubt.
Yeah, they don't know how to use computers.
Exactly.
They don't know how to use computers. They only know how to use their phone or the tablet. So like
edit on
that. And the thing is, I don't know how good it is, but I know everyone makes fun of it.
It's not
so
terrible.
It can't be that good.
but it's it's not great, but it's not terrible.
But I don't think you need any. Like, I think if you are the type of person that says, "Oh, I don't have the best gear to do something," then you're just a loser making excuses.
You're kind of a bitch. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about it.
I didn't have a great computer. Like, we can go through the gear that we started with and then what we have now.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't even know what was in my computer when I started. But I could barely... I couldn't run games on it. That's what I knew.
You couldn't run games on your computer?
Like, I could play Roblox, but I couldn't... Probably League, but I couldn't play, like... I tried to run Team Fortress 2 and it fucking killed itself.
It killed itself? That's crazy.
Which is insane.
And Team 2 is not...
It's not that... Yeah.
I mean,
that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. That was like probably 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years ago. So,
like, for myself, at least I have all my stuff listed on PC Perfecter. So I can just like look back on the history of computer shit, which is crazy to me.
Lore.
Like, I have my PC lore, but the computer I started editing on was an i5 853.
Yeah, which is it's not even a great computer.
Oh, that's not good. And like, I had 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM and a 2080, and like, yeah, I had a 2080, but I think but this was like, this was what, 2023 when I started editing. So that shit's old. Like, I think it was the 40 series was out by
that was a
few
years ago. How'd you upgrade your computer so fast?
Hey, editing makes a lot of money.
I guess so. Oh, shit.
So, but yeah, that was 3 years ago or 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I started editing on that. And then I also had, for a side thing I was doing, I ended up getting Asus Zephyr G3 or something like that.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's a laptop. The Zephyrus G13 is what I had. And I think it's like, it has an AMD processor and like a 3060 mobile series, like GPU in it. So it's like, and I think 16 or 32 gigs of RAM. It's like, it could run.
It's a gaming computer.
Yeah, it's a gaming laptop, right?
Yeah.
But it could run basically almost as good as my current desktop. So they were equivalent, right? And then the cost wise, they're about the same too. I think I paid like $1,100 for that laptop.
Sounds about right.
So that's what I started editing on, was that. Like, it was kind of doo-doo, to be honest. The render times was ass. I think it was an hour plus for like a 15 to 30 minute video.
I don't even doubt that.
And I was like, bro, this is terrible.
It's probably a Wi-Fi issue too.
It was so bad. And like, same thing with the laptop. Like, my desktop and laptop rendered at the same speed. So I'm just like, I'll just do everything on my laptop so I can game on my computer.
Yeah.
So like, that's how, like, at least for myself, the bar's just so low for entry, because like, I spent $1,100, and this is Canadian, so like $900 USD, and I can just start editing. And then if you have like a decent new phone or like iPad Pro, which is kind of the same price, in the same price range as like a computer, right? You can edit on your phone too. Like, you can get, if you have an iPhone or iPad, I think you get DaVinci Resolve on it.
I think so. Yeah.
So like I've been debating buying an iPad Pro just so I can be like, I edited on an iPad Pro for like a 30-day challenge. So like that's what I was thinking, right?
I
But-
might do it just
but at
because it's
least-
convenient. I think having a little portable editing software might be useful.
But I had the
Exactly.
laptop too, so I'm like, okay.
It's not
Like,
terrible.
I guess to explain, I've upgraded my rig. My current rig is a NASA computer, essentially. It's an AMD Ryzen 9 7950X3D, which was basically the best processor at the time. Well, it still is currently, I think, one of the best processors. I have 96 gigs of DDR5 RAM running at 6,000 memory, and I have a 4080 Super. So like this was all within basically like 8 months of me starting editing to like when I started editing on my cheap doo-doo rig, and then I upgraded and within like 8 months to that rig via funds of like getting paid from editing, and also I sold like a crap ton of magic cards to buy the 4080 because it was like $2,500.
Yeah, super expensive at the time.
Yeah, still expensive. I'm seeing
Really?
used ones for the same price. That
Really?
I bought my yeah.
Oh, what the heck? I thought 4080s
Because people can't get because they can't get the 5090s.
59 is crazy.
They,
I still
yeah,
think
they
the
can't
50,
get them.
The 5090 is kind of worse though because
It's like equivalent, I think. Like
it's like
looking
got
at all the
AI,
stuff, there's-
BS in there. It's kind of weird.
yeah, it's much better for AI stuff. So I'm like, I don't really need it. But my render times went from an hour to like minutes, literal minutes. Like it was like a huge time saver, and I'm like, holy shit.
It's a RAM that
This
does
is-
that, huh?
Crazy. It's the RAM processor and like a combination of everything. And I also paid for DaVinci Resolve Studio,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess that counts as your gear. Like you don't need Studio to edit. You can use the free one.
The free one's great.
You don't need
I love
the free one's awesome. I used the free one for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I got tired of doing subtitles manually because that would take me like 2
Okay.
hours of video.
Okay, I'm,
So then I
I'm
was
glad
like-
I'm not the only idiot that didn't realize there was an AI version.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Fuck, this is like, there's gotta be a better way." And then I found, I think it's called Snapcuts, like the plugin.
Yeah.
But then you could only use it on the studio version, so I was like, "Fuck,
'Cause
man."
you need to run the script, right?
Yeah,
hell?
no, it's you need to be able to transcribe the
Oh,
thing.
and then
So that's what it uses. But the transcribe, the AI transcription is only on the studio version. So then luckily for me, the editing keyboard, the speed editor was on sale, $150 off. And it included studio with the purchase of it. So essentially, and studio in Canada costs $380,
was the same amount.
right? And no, but after taxes is like $450 or something like
Oh,
that.
you
or
got
$430.
taxed on that shit?
Yeah, we have to pay taxes.
I bought that shit when I was a minor.
Lucky. Well, I had to pay taxes. But the speed editor on sale was the same price as just buying the studio license. So I was like, oh, so I get a free keyboard essentially.
That's a W.
Is what
honestly.
Right? It was
a
yeah, I
big
got
fucking
lucky.
W.
It was a free speed editor cuz like normally they're like $200.
Yeah.
So I basically got that for free, and then I like cuz I was going to buy studio anyways.
Right.
And then so the only reason I bought it was because it saved me so much time. But
Yeah.
like
but even then, you don't
I think
even you don't need to start out with anything like that. That's
no, I didn't need to because I started with manually typing in
Exactly.
the captions and everything. But it was just like the amount of videos I was doing at the time was like I'm spending more time subtitling than I am editing.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
And that's when it became a problem. Like I think like the answer to the question of do you need good gear? It's how much time are you saving and spending?
I mean, yeah.
Because the better gear you do have does help you save time if you know how to use it.
But
right?
I also don't want to downplay gear because if you don't have the right gear, you're not gonna be able to edit for shit.
Right.
That's true. Like some stuff that you just can't do it
Yeah.
because you don't have the gear.
It's just,
like
it's just what it is.
but it's not as important as people realize. Like
Yes.
you can start off with the shitty gear
And then upgrade
and just
To the better.
and slowly work your way up. Like yes, I did that, but like times 5, like speed. Like I sped run it. But like but that's because like I had the means to do it. Like
Right,
I didn't
right,
have to do it. I chose to do it because I was like, okay, I see where this is going. I'm going to do this full time. I might as well like
just buy the shit.
put my
right?
money where it is and just get it. Yeah. And that way I don't have to waste time early on. And also like I put in a lot of time practicing,
Yeah.
like making a bunch of videos and stuff. And I realized like, oh, what is costing me time?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, will me purchasing this save me time? And the answer was yes. So the trade-off was there. I saved time, meaning I saved money because I could make more money doing
Boom.
other stuff.
And then it all works out.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
But most people, I think like 90%, the 90 percentile, they just buy the expensive gear because it's good.
I don't even know.
And then
they don't even know how
don't
to
use
edit
it.
yet.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know how
the
to
funny
do it. So
part.
so it's a waste of money. Like camera gear and like mic, right? Like you don't need.
Do people really buy?
Yes.
No,
So
I
some people I have friends who also want to get into making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And like, oh, but I don't have a good microphone. Like you have a good microphone because I have like a Shure SM7B.
So.
But I only have that because I'm an asshole and spent money because I didn't need to. I just wanted one because it's a good mic.
You
but
could
they're not,
buy
the best mic.
You could honestly use one of those $15 mics at fucking Best Buy, and that
yeah,
would still work perfectly
I
fine.
use the HyperX Solocast. I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, I'm using that right
For like 3
now.
years.
That's the $150 one.
What? No, it was even cheaper. I think it was like a $50 one. The $50. It's like
Damn.
not the Solocast. Like it's a Hypercast or something. It's a small like pill-shaped mic. And
Yeah.
to be honest, sounds because I had it set up and EQ'd correctly. They sound the same. The Shure SM7B and
Yeah.
which is like a $300 mic
Yeah.
and a $50 mic sounded exactly the same because it's how you use the
I
microphone.
wouldn't even be surprised because all the expensive mics do is just gives you more options to play around with, and if you don't even know how to play around with the regular mic, how the fuck do you expect to
There's no point.
manage
Yes.
a more expensive mic?
And I think that's what people like mistaken because I see a lot of people like who want to do a podcast or make content. They'll
Yeah.
get the Shure SM7B
Mhm.
and then not set it up and then complain that it sounds worse because it will sound worse because it's capturing more,
Yeah,
right?
but that's just because their sensitivity is probably too high or something.
They just got everything wrong, but it's just they just didn't know how to set it up. So I'm just like,
fuck with it. I don't know.
yeah. So I told them like, yo, because like I have a friend who wants to start a podcast. I'm like, okay, well here you can borrow my cheap $50 mic, okay, and then here's how to set it up. There's the right settings, and then just go. And then
Boom.
when your podcast starts making money, then you buy the good
Better-
stuff. But like
better
you don't need
money.
that stuff right now.
But even
right?
then, it's like you're not gonna be making money for a long time. So
Yeah, probably. So, but yeah, and then same thing with like filming, right? You don't. I started filming recently, and I'm like, oh, I need the good shit. I need to get good shit.
really don't. Well,
And
actually, no.
Spookies.
Then it depends, cause then
It does depend, but I'm like, oh, I need to go get like a brand new Canon or like camera or whatever, and because I have like this 18 or 20-year-old camera. It's a Nikon
Yeah,
like
yeah,
3200,
yeah.
right? And you're just like, oh no, that's good enough.
Yeah, no, it's
Honestly,
because
it's
it
good
was.
enough.
It is good
The
enough.
shit that I recorded was it's pretty good.
It's the funniest
Right.
shit. You showed me that thing. I'm like, oh, it's a Nikon. You can't go wrong. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
And then you're looking at the footage that I showed you, and you're like, yo, this shit's
That's
pretty
what I'm
good,
saying.
right? I color corrected it real nice, and it's like,
Exactly.
I don't even know the difference.
Speaking
So-
of like, because like the camera I started off with was a shitty little Lumix. That's why. So I'm like, if I can do good on that, there's no way you can't use a $500 Nikon, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, right. And
Come on.
I even got like the new Pixel 9 phone. So like, if at
thing's fine.
worst came to worst, the camera on that is pretty good. So I could just use the phone.
That's
You
the
can
funny
just,
part
like-
too. Like the cameras on like modern phones are perfectly fine. Like they're pretty much on par with like
Digital cameras, almost.
Yeah, the only difference is the adjustability.
yeah, you just have no
It
control.
just you have less control over how the image will turn out.
Which even then you just have a bunch of apps for that. So it's
But there's so much filters, like the AI filters and stuff, makes it so good. Like that's why I think gear, we're gonna hit like a pinnacle point where gear is no longer a barrier to entry, and it's just your ability to learn. It's the barrier to entry because like if you think about it, you could start making like a lot of YouTube channels, like early, like the young kids YouTube channels,
Yeah.
is them on their iPhone.
yeah.
And that's all they had. They just used their iPad or their iPhone to record, edit, and upload everything.
Yeah. I think we're already at that point. I just don't think we should downplay professional like equipment though.
No, I don't think like, that's not. I'm not like downplaying. I'm just saying like the barrier to entry to like get your foot wet, to get like dabble into it,
Right.
is so much easier for this like generations coming
Yeah.
up, like this
compared
kids,
to what we had to deal with.
compared to what I had to do. Because like there none of that was there when I wanted to learn how to edit.
Yeah.
Like when I want to learn how to edit, you needed a fucking like Quadro GPU, which
Yep.
was like $8,000, and I'm like, oh cool,
I can't afford
yeah,
that.
I'm 10. Like, I can't. I guess I'm not editing. You
Yeah.
couldn't edit. Like, it was impossible for you to edit.
Nowadays,
on, like, a
if
home
you have
computer.
if you at least have like a 1650 like graphic card, you can
Yeah,
probably
you
just
can edit.
download DaVinci Resolve, call it a day.
and edit, because like I remember I tried when I was in high school
Yeah.
on like this old HP laptop, and I think I got like 10 FPS
That's crazy.
in like DaVinci.
I actually
like,
used
it was,
to-
like,
I
the
used to edit
playback
on
was
HP.
so bad. But like it would run League. I'd get like 30 FPS in League
yeah.
on like max settings. So then I'm like, oh, I could totally run DaVinci Resolve. And then it was like, man, the playback's like choppy as hell, and I had no clue what I was doing, and there's
Anything for
no
the
resources.
back. Anything for the back.
So I gave up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like overwhelmed. Close that shit. Exit.
That's
But
fair.
I think this is like kind of side tangent of like the topic, but I think it'd be a good idea to like look at the entry level stuff and just like, because I know like we're technically like, say like we're like in the intermediate section, right?
Sure.
I'm not saying we're like I
Well,
think pros.
It feels
the
weird
pros-
to talk about that stuff because like the entry level stuff is now your phone. Like you could just
Yeah.
download CapCut or InShot,
You can just do it.
or I think
But-
DaVinci is coming soon. And this just
I
like
think-
pressing buttons.
Yeah, if DaVinci when it comes out, but I think it'd be a good idea, at least like for myself,
Yeah.
maybe for my channel and stuff, is to like kind of do like a video like challenge where it's like, oh, I edit the same video but like on my desktop and on my phone and see what the difference is, and then like. Because I think the difference will be so little, like in terms of
Well-
like what the result you get,
Yeah.
and it also depend on like the type of content you're making. Because
Yeah.
like if you're trying to make like movies, like using DaVinci Resolve on your computer is going to be way better than
because I think
editing
you
on
still
your
can.
tablet.
Like what's that difficult about using the node system on an iPad?
I think it's just you just have more real estate to work with, right?
Yeah.
Because then
you can
like
still
on
do
the
it,
computer
though.
you can have like 4 monitors, right? I have 2 monitors. I have like
Yeah.
a gigantic monitor and
Move
like
it
a smaller
around and
monitor,
shit.
and it just my workspace is more spread out. But like I can't imagine trying to edit like with like multiple timelines, doing the node system on like an iPad.
On
Like
iPad.
I would get so frustrated. Like when I go back and edit on my laptop,
Yeah.
I crash out because I'm like, there's no space. I have no space to do anything, and I just crash out.
Really? I only
my
use one
wife's-
screen to edit, so it's whatever to
Oh,
me.
okay. Like my wife sees me like, because I have like my editing monitor
Yeah.
where I have like I have like 34-inch monitor.
Yeah.
That's what I used to edit, and then I have my side monitor where I have like all my files, file tree, like my organization, everything's on that side.
That's so nice.
So then I'm like, so I'm just so used to like having just maximum workspace, maximum timeline, that like going to like the cramped fucking everything cramped into one screen. I'm just like, yo, I can't.
no, that's fair.
Like, it's like an ease of life thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like once you experience it, it's hard to go back. Because like when I was editing on the one screen, I didn't see an issue with it. And then when I upgraded to editing on my desktop and having 2 monitors, especially specifically the 34-inch monitor, like the big one,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, yo, this is the game changer.
Yeah.
Like having this giant ass monitor, just all that real estate to work on the timeline and like all your effects and files without having to like resize anything. It's just there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Saves so
this is
much time.
awesome.
Yeah.
It saves so much time. And then when I go back and I edit things on my laptop, I'm like, I crash out and I'm just like, only bulk cuts. I'm just doing bulk edit, like rough cuts on my laptop because I cannot manage like
Is it that
trying
bad?
to.
It's that bad.
Maybe it's because like it's not just like when I was editing on my laptop, it wasn't just that it was the laptop, it was also no mouse.
Okay.
It was just trackpad.
Editing without a mouse is insane. That's
It just trackpad.
It's just
and,
wrong.
Like a default keyboard, like the laptop
No,
keyboard,
bro.
like it's just a raw key. Like it's just so it's like everything, right? And the only thing that was nice was I used my nice Sennheiser in-ear monitors to listen for the audio. So that was the only good thing. I was like, oh yes, yes, hijacked audio
fucking
from my laptop. And I'm over here with the fucking trackpad trying to fucking edit, and I'm like crashing out because I'm like, I can't do it.
No, okay. I can understand. but I think using the trackpad is way too. That's just way too much, man.
I didn't have space for the mouse. That was the problem.
What? Wow. I mean, you're not on the desk.
Cause I took my laptop on the go, so I was like,
Yeah. Nah, dude.
yeah.
I bring a mouse no
wasn't-
matter what. I would not.
I thought about it, and I'm like, where do I put it? Cause like I'm not gonna put it on like some random person's lap.
Yeah. Bro, you
started
put
using
it
it.
on the laptop.
Put it on the laptop.
Yeah.
Oh, but then it's like it's the same thing as having no mouse. It's so small.
It's better than using the trackpad.
There's no thing. I
Dude,
just use the
imagine
trackpad.
having to use 2 fingers just to double tap. Dude, that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yo, I just yeah. It was not a good time.
It's
But
depressing, bro.
maybe I'll do a challenge. Yo, I did it on my laptop for 30 days.
You'll kill
Day
yourself.
1.
Actually-
I'm literally crashing out. Day 2, I quit editing.
Actually, speaking of which, though, I heard Apple was coming up with new MacBooks that are specifically made for video editing.
Yes, I've thought like that specifically. When they announced that, I'm like, do I? Because like DaVinci Resolve on the Mac, apparently it's really good. And same thing with
Is it?
Adobe.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like hella optimized.
Yeah.
So it uses like way less. Like it's not meant for rendering. It's just for editing.
I'm down.
So
wait,
then, like-
wait, no rendering? What do you mean? Isn't that bad?
So like when it renders, like it kills it because then all the optimization goes out the window because like you're just like slamming.
Oh.
You just slam the CPU and the GPU, right, with like max power. But like what I'm saying is it's because it's so optimized that you could edit on your laptop, like your MacBook, without it being plugged in, if that makes sense. So like because like they have the DaVinci app on for iPads,
Yeah.
right? And the iPad's meant to not be used tethered, right? So like you can edit for like 3-4 hours on your iPad Pro
That's true.
with DaVinci. So like that, and that's like a solid editing session, 3 to 4 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
So imagine
but then
being able to do
how
that
long
on,
does
like-
it take to download the video? Because the rendering's ass.
Well, I don't know. I don't use it. I didn't do that much research.
No, because like if it takes like
We're not
5
professional
hours,
podcasters here.
No, that's fair. But if it takes like 5 hours just to download like one video that takes like 30-minute video, maybe it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's a little crazy.
What do you mean, like download the file?
No, just like render it, like completely export it.
Oh, well, I think it's because it's like I'm assuming it's like because it's Apple, like the ecosystem's like so well put together
Yeah.
in terms of like the closed ecosystem. It's like you just airdrop the file, like the DaVinci file, to your MacBook like desktop, and then just
Oh, then you
render
render
it
it there. Okay, yeah.
right?
That's all
And then
true.
it'll just have all the files. It'll just be like, oh, I know what you're looking for,
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay.
versus like currently with desktop, it's so convoluted how you can work on 2 different things that
Yeah.
aren't connected.
Makes you want to commit
Right.
suicide.
Yeah, right. Like I think I got a pretty good process. So like what I do is I put all the files that I'm using in one folder,
Yeah.
right? And then drag that. Like say I'm gonna do it on my laptop. I make sure all the same files are in the same a same folder structure on my desktop. So when I drag the DaVinci file from my bring it from my laptop onto my main editing rig, or even like when I get my interns work,
Yeah.
because they'll just send me I send them the file,
Yeah.
like zipped file, and they just grab all the files, slap it into the project, and they send me the DaVinci file over
Why don't you use a cloud?
because that costs money, and this is
Okay,
free.
Come on, come on, it's not that much.
This is free. Well, no, it's not that. It's like
'Cause-
I think the amount I need is like the 500 gig one, and that's like $40 a month.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it for me.
Okay, but it saves so much
Right.
time and.
No, not really, because they only do like 1 video a week at most, right?
Well, it's also for yourself
Uh,
too, because then are you ever switching through like between?
No, not often. It's
Okay,
not that
okay,
often.
okay.
So it's like so infrequent where it's like, to me, it's not that big of
It's
an
not worth
inconvenience.
it.
Like if I'm regularly doing that, then it probably is worth the investment
Yeah.
going through the cloud stuff. But this is like super easy because then I just drag the DaVinci file,
Yeah.
and then I just find like I relink media, and then I just click the folder, and then links everything,
Call it a day. Yeah.
and then that's it, right? So it's super quick. Now I have 4 copies of the same file on 3 different things, but like whatever.
Yeah. We don't talk about it.
Like that's whatever. We don't talk about it. That's why you get a NAS, and then you call it a day. You get a 40 terabyte NAS, and you just call it a day.
That's what hard drives are for. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
And then I don't know if other people do this, but I delete everything for a project after like 8 months. I just delete it. Just everything.
How do you remember to do that? I don't.
Well, it's just set. I just set it.
Oh, it's automatic?
Like in my, yeah.
Oh,
It
what the
just
fuck?
I just set it on my. It's through my NAS.
Yeah.
Where if I haven't modified the thing after a certain amount of time,
It just dies.
bye, right? Because then I'm never going back to it.
Yeah,
If I'm not pulling anything from it, and then if I find that I'm going to get this specific B-roll all the time from this one project that I remember,
Yeah.
because for some reason I have that autism where I'm like, oh, I remember I used this specific shot in this one video on this like these seconds, so I'll like go through and like, oh, I found it, and then
Just
pull it.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Where if I'm like, oh, I do this like pretty regularly, then I just say like I just move that into a separate like folder I have that's called effects, and I just have all my reroll footage in there that I frequently use,
Right.
and that's like a power bin.
Yeah, it works out.
So then it's just like, yeah, this is supposed to be about gear, and then the topic went real quick. Yeah, you don't really need that good gear. Like it helps, and like to get started, and then you
Look.
spend the money once you're started.
Because the solution to it is so easy. I mean, if you can buy a computer, you can edit majority of the time.
Yeah.
It's
If you
just
can
how it
buy
is.
phone,
you can
you can edit.
probably edit, but unless it's
Yeah.
like a BlackBerry or like whatever. But I'm assuming you
yo,
have enough-
that would go hard.
editing on a Black.
you-
That's
Can you imagine? Editing
No.
like with the BlackBerry Pearl with the little ball, with the nipple?
That's insane.
Fucking imagine editing on that.
That's wrong, insane, and not shouldn't be possible ever. Even if it is possible, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I think first world countries, right?
You have no.
You have no excuse to start editing.
period.
But like, I feel like the people that would be watching this would be like people in like Asia or India or like Africa, right? Like the more impoverished countries,
Okay.
even like South America,
Then there's an argument there.
right? Then there's an argument. But if you guys got an iPad, if you guys got an iPhone, you can edit.
You can edit, bro.
You can
And
edit.
if you're not editing,
You
you're
can
a
edit, bro.
bitch.
You can get into it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we're kidding.
But we I guess. Yeah. I mean that's all I have to really say about it.
Unless we
No, it's-
unless we want to walk through all our gear we have now, I guess.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's really needed. It's more
Yeah.
just like you don't. You need a lot less. Like when I started editing, I thought I needed way more,
Yeah.
and then when I actually started editing, I'm like, I don't. You don't actually need that many like things. Like you got a mouse, you got a keyboard,
And the
you
computer.
got a computer that can kind of run. Then it's pretty good. Like I think now even like a shitty, like I think if you had a computer from like 2018 and newer, you're good. You're chilling.
Yeah.
You're chilling.
Yeah.
Like there's no excuse.
It's good enough, like genuinely.
Yeah.
You might have
Like-
like storage issues, but you can get external hard drive if it's really that
Yeah,
expensive.
I think that's like the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
Out of everything, I
Not the
think.
graphic card.
Like, well, yeah, but like that you actually need, right?
Oh,
Because like I ran out of storage like instantly. Like I think like 2 months
which is
in, I'm like,
surprising.
I ran out of storage, and I had like 3 terabytes
No,
or 4
to
terabytes.
be fair, you are recording like you're working with 4-hour like VOD reviews. Not everyone's
Yeah,
doing that.
I am recording with like lots and like long footage, right?
Yeah.
But in the first like 2 months, I had 4 terabytes. I'm like, oh, I got hella space. Nah, I ran out instantly, and then I bought another 2 terabytes. I'm like, yo, this 2 terabytes. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this 2 terabytes gonna last me forever. Instantly ran out of space. Like 1 month in, I'm like, oh fuck, I need. And then I had to go buy a 40 terabyte NAS.
Yeah.
And I think that's like I think I've used 3 terabytes now from my NAS,
Jeez.
right? So
Do you ever delete your DaVinci Resolve like cache?
No, yeah, no, that gets. No, actually, I don't.
The
I don't
cache,
think I ever.
dude, remove your cache clip.
Oh, because I open old projects all the time to like.
Yeah, but
See,
the
but-
cache clip doesn't delete any footage. It just
I know it doesn't, but I have so much space, so it doesn't matter. Because like I regularly move files over in the archive, so
Yeah.
I think my YouTube drive right now, it's a 2 terabyte M.2 and I have 800 gigs free, so I have to go
okay.
and start moving things over now,
Okay, so it kind of works out.
right? And then so like once it starts filling up, like once the main drive starts filling up, is when I'm like, okay, time to purge shit.
Yeah.
I'll go through and like dump things over to the NAS.
Right.
But the NAS, I think, I think it's 39 usable, and I have like 36 or 35 free,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah, it works out.
is kind of insane. It's kind of nutty when I think about how much storage I have, because I have like basically 35 terabytes of usable storage, and that's an insane amount.
Dude.
I'm like, oh, I need it, and then in the 1 year that I've had it, I've used the same amount of space that I've used in like 4 months, which I think is so funny. And I'm like, what the fuck? What was the point of getting
I
it?
don't know. Oh, other than that though, I think there's not much else
Yeah.
to cover. We got everything we need to get.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, we end the episode here like this.